We're going to take a look at the trade desk here. Now, we ended the day 81.64, up around 2% from yesterday's close. And all in all, nice move in here, just riding this trend line. You had these lows in here in April, and then basically you had that kind of a recovery here with that sharp, big week in here in the beginning of May. And then that's pulled back here to this lower trend line. And then ever since here, so for about the past month or so, just riding this trend line all the way up. And then obviously with the news last week that they were set to join the S&P, that happened on July 18th. And now we're continuing this momentum. So going forward, what sticks out to us here on this chart? Well, first, we're looking at this 200 SMA and the 9-day EMA right here. Getting a really nice tight squeeze in here. So the first thing we're going to be looking out for, are we going to get a crossover or not? So if we continue this momentum up, we will get a crossover of that 9-day EMA, and then obviously we'll see how far we go up. Now, the $86 level right here, that's going to be our first resistance in here. Other than that, we're going to be looking about another $10 wide channel in here to the 96s. So perhaps a little break and hold, and then a little consolidation here to this trend line again, and then bam, then we're going to be worrying about those 96s. Now, if we do end up pulling back below this lower trend line, and it's kind of matching up with a 78.62 level here. So we end up pulling back below here. Then it's going to depend on which one of these moving averages is going to save us. Is it going to be the 9-day EMA or the 200? So if we start to pull back, how far away is this 9-day EMA going to run from the 200, or are they going to go down together? That is going to be the question. But it's all going to come down to that 78.62 level in here if we do get a cross under and a breach. Now, below those moving averages, we're going to be looking at this nice whole number here, $70. That is going to be our main area that we're looking for a bounce and then heading back up. But we'll see what happens in here as we close this week and then start a new week in here. But overall, on the weekly chart, this is just a beautiful trend line hold right here with some good momentum, and your RSI isn't really crazy overbought either. So that is good. I mean, we do have some low volume coming in this week so far, but we've only had 2 trading sessions. So we'll see if this volume, how much it lacks from last week, because obviously you had that big pop in here, especially at the end of the week when you had that news coming out of the trade desk joining the S&P. But we'll see where the volume ends up and see how much that affects the RSI in here on the weekly chart. Now, implied volatility wise, what are we looking at? IV rank in here is at 48. So everything is obviously juiced. That's because you had all this volume in here. You had a nice big volatility jump in here because of all of the news catalysts coming around and surrounding the trade desk. About them joining the S&P. And basically that is going to price in right around a $3 expected move by this Friday. So all that implied volatility gives you about a $3 expected move priced in by this Friday. Now, next Friday, right around a $5. If you go all the way out to August monthlies, right around a $12 expected move is what everybody is pricing in. And you do have earnings coming up on August 14th. So there, we're going to hear some more news about the forecast for the future for the trade desk. And also they can review their fiscal quarter numbers as well. But we'll see what happens in here. $3 expected move in here by this Friday. 78 is going to be your support. 86 is going to be your resistance. We're going to keep an eye on this trend line right here to see if the weekly chart continues to respect this structure. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.